Hey everybody, we made it. Here we are, the final presentation. Hope everyone's had a good quarter up till now, and I guess I just want to start out by saying that while this class is coming to an end, honestly, there's many wonderful learning experiences that I think we can all, and I personally, will be taking from this class and actually being able to apply in the real world at my job and future experiences. I want to thank all of you for being a part of this journey with me. I know it hasn't been easy and it's been tough in certain chapters, but we all got it and we're here. So I received the case dubbed The Breakup. This case happened to be about two girls, Ava and Nellie. They ended up starting out working together at a consulting firm. They became friends and they eventually broke off from this consulting firm and went to create their own company together. Things were good at first, and they were making money. They were having a blast. Everything was going good. Light was at the end of the tunnel, and then it started to go just downhill. So basically, what happened is Nellie was getting a little overwhelmed and decided that she wanted out. And on the way out, she also decided that she wanted, her fair share. She wanted to be kind of bought out by Ava for her portion and her contribution to the company, which totally makes sense. And, throughout this, Ava did go through a slew of emotions, quite the wild ride, but in the end, it couldn't work out, and she ended up losing her business partner and her friend in the end. So, wasn't a very happy ending. The primary lens that I chose to look at this case through was with the bureaucratic and the interpretive theories. And the reason I chose those is because I thought that they paired well with the concepts of person metaphor, organizational culture, orientation programs, training programs, formal mentoring, the voluntary disengagement, and then the steps of disengagement, arbitration, and then finally, I also chose the Kilman-Thomas conflict mode instrument avoidance. That is a mouthful. So, for example, I chose to use the examples of like voluntary disengagement, and I kind of paired that with the steps of disengagement from our textbook, because pretty much, kind of the breakup or Nellie choosing to leave this company from Ava, leaving the organization, that kind of spawned all of this. So essentially what had happened is Nellie slowly started to detach herself. Following that, she eventually actually announced that she was leaving the company. And then a few months later, she ended up leaving. So kind of to break it down into the steps of disengagement that kind of pairs with that, Nellie started out by taking weekends off. Her boyfriend lived in another, country or another area. And so she'd take weekends off to see him, and then eventually those weekends turned into weeks. And, pretty soon after that, she kind of said that she was getting tired. She was getting overwhelmed. She basically couldn't handle the stress of, the job and her boyfriend and everything kind of going on, that she wanted out. And so soon enough, after she said she wanted to leave, some, things happened, and she ended up saying or agreeing to stay on for another few months to wrap up any projects that her and Ava had started together, and kind of clean up her side of the business, her consults, her contacts, everything. And after all that was done and her time was up, she was done for good with the company, and unfortunately she was also done with Ava as a friend through all this. Overall, though, I would say that, to conclude, this case overall was actually quite interesting, and there was actually a lot of thought-provoking moments in it. So I actually ended up noticing that many of the theories from the book and a lot of the concepts from the book, even on those chapters that I wasn't assigned, actually applied to this scenario, and really I'm sure that they would apply to any scenario in the world. I would have to say that the lens that I chose to look at this case through, was one that I kind of figured was a sympathetic lens, I guess. I felt bad for Ava that her friend was leaving her. But I also understand, when someone wants to go and pursue things in their own life and change things and, be with their, kind of start their family or kind of get away from business, then, I also kind of side with that too. Uh, I would say that, I think that, after doing this case and after reading this book and after being in this class, I definitely look at the world a little bit in a different way. And I do think that the lens in which I actually see the world overall is something that, I'll kind of take into account now as I go through my different experiences and my different jobs and just see how things go. I do wish that everyone has a happy, healthy, and successful rest of your schooling time, and that carries on into your careers. We all, I would say, have more knowledge than before, and definitely things that have made us more enriched in communication. And I do think that it's something that we can all take with us and apply into the future. So it's been an honor to take this class with you guys. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Khalil, for being an awesome professor. And I will see you out there. Thanks, guys.